Hi everyone, Don Singletary, and welcome to the channel. Today, a live trade, plus some tips on handling yourself day trading during high volatility. That and more coming up next. The channel here is dedicated to teaching beginners how to day trade the Micro Eminis, and your expectations are going to have a lot to do with what that experience becomes as you get on the journey of trying to learn to trade successfully. And I hope we can help with some of the videos here. If you're a beginner, don't forget there are links to two playlists in the text below this video, especially for beginners, where you can learn the basics. So try and keep that in mind. In these times of political elections, global pandemic, and the economies around the world oscillating up and down, it brings for some very high volatility trading. It has for the past ever so many months and will probably well into the future. So today, I'm going to give you a few tips. Now, one of the major things you can do to help improve your trading, and I mean in improving the results of your trading, making more money and losing less, both of those things, is to be aware of volatility in the market. Whenever you have a trend during the day, you can see on this chart at 9:30, the market opened up and the trend was immediately down at least for a few hours, almost up until 10:30 or 11 o'clock on this morning. And during that time, you can see we had a drop here of about $150, and you can see the MACD lines down below and see that it was a fairly steady trend for a couple of hours. It only takes a few minutes to make some money sometimes. Now, this $150 variance between 32.80 and 32.50 here, and that's 30 points at $5 a point with the S&P Micro Emini. So it's $150. Now, you won't be a perfect trader and get all of that $150 or perhaps even more, but our goal is to try to get a part of it. And when we see a trend happening like this, we have to wait till it establishes itself so we know indeed that it has at least a good possibility of becoming a trend. And we try to get a part of that arc as the market goes on that daily trend. In this case, it was down. And then you see at about 10:45, 11 o'clock, we get an entirely different situation coming up. We got a $110 variance between about 10:30 and about 11:45 in the morning on this chart. Now, but look what happens. See the alternating red and white candlesticks there. The market's going up and down $70 or $80 every 5 minutes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 45 minutes, and every 5 minutes the market jumps about $80 in the other direction. This is an almost impossible time to try and make any significant money with if you're going to trade with one or two contracts, which I recommend for beginners. Now, looking down below, you see the MACD lines highlighted in yellow here. You see that sawtooth, that up and down action down there. And that's a time you really do not want to trade. Not if you want to trade and you try to pick the times that are going to give you the highest probability trades. And that doesn't mean when the volatility's high and prices are changing directions every 5 minutes. Be kind of like playing on the train track while you hear whistles coming. Now, when you do decide to make some trades during times of high volatility, that quick up and down motion in the market that can often be surprising, trade fewer contracts. Instead of, if you've been trading 5, go down to 1 or 2, things like that. Cut back a little bit, because that means you're at less risk, because these markets can be tricky and they can take your money really, really fast. Next, use hard stops. We often trade by holding mental stops, or we say, I'm going to hold it for a maximum loss of $40 or whatever you have in mind. The operative there is in mind. Actually put a hard stop order in during times of great volatility, because a big surprise in the opposite direction of your trade can happen very often, and it can take your money really fast. Of course, be patient and use better trade selection during these times. It just makes sense to take it easy. And one of the things you can do next is avoid the emotional carryover. Psychologists have determined that your last 2 or 3 trades have more influence over your next decision than all the trades in the last week or month or even 2 or 3 months. Those last 2 trades, no matter how hard you try, they kind of stay in your brain. Next is what I call the cloud watching, or the apophenia, it's called. It's when your brain is hardwired to find patterns. I talk about this in the chapter on trading psychology in my book. Apophenia is when you see things that aren't there. Like if you see an elephant in the clouds, you know there's no elephant there, but still it looks real to your brain. Now your brain can trick you. It can trick you very fast, and as long as you're aware of it, it's not nearly so likely to happen. Be sure and look at the Psychology of Trading chapter in my book. And if you should see an elephant like this one in the clouds, seek professional help immediately. Be sure and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss notification of our new videos. Okay, now my favorite part of the video every week, the featured live trade of the week. And this week it's going to be a NASDAQ100 Micro Emini. And at 1:51 p.m. October 26th, I bought one contract at $11,389.50, as you can see on the screen here. And I'm only in the trade for like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. I'm already up $21. It had no drawdown whatsoever. And I love that. When you see that in a trade, the first thing should come to your mind is you want to get in there behind it and put a stop limit order on it, or a stop market order on it, so you won't give any of the profits back. Of course, you have to wait to accumulate a little bit of, get a little bit ahead on the trade before you can put that stop in there, or you risk being stopped out too soon. And at about 1:55, I'm 4 minutes in, $20 up, 1:57 now, 6 minutes in. And I have to put in a bracket order here, so I'm going to choose my close at a profit. I'll put it up there at 11,450. Now, I just pull that out of the air, and here I changed it from 121 to about $171. It may be wishful thinking, and it usually is, but you got to put something in there in case you get a real rush and surprised by the market. I put in the stop market loss order at 11,394. As you can see, I'm trading 11,398 right now, 11,400. And I've got just a little bit of margin in there, but I don't want to lose money on the trade, so I like to use that bracket order and put that stop market order in there at the first opportunity that I get. We can see here we're 1:58, 7 minutes into the trade. There's my stop at 11,394 now, and the market's trading at 11,401. That's pretty close in there, but the market in this particular day isn't real volatile, so I'm pretty comfortable with that. 8 minutes into the trade now. And I'm going to go move my stop market order up a little bit from 11,394 to 11,400. Just lock in just a little bit more of that potential profit. 2 o'clock now. I've been in the trade for 9 minutes. My stop is at 11,400. And I'm $44, $45, $46 up in the trade after 7 or 8 minutes here. And with no drawdown, I'm very happy with that. Market's trading 11,404, and that's pretty close to my stop at 11,400. But I do not want to give all this money back, but as you will see in a moment, I'm going to get lucky. I go out to the chart, check my MACD, and it's definitely still in the go long position. 2:02 p.m. now. I've been in the trade for about 11 minutes. My stop's still at 11,400. At 2:04, I'm in the trade for 13 minutes. I'm zipping along here because this was a particularly, what kind of long trade? About 18 minutes, I think. It's 2:05 now. I'm in the trade 14 minutes. Time to readjust my stop order again. This time I'm going to put 11,405 in there. I'm trading up at 11,415, 417 right now. And remember, the stop order has a trigger price. As soon as the trigger price is hit, it becomes a market order right away. Now, I'm really going to squeeze this trade for all I can get out of it here. 11,410 is my stop now. I'm trading up at 11,420. That's not far away. 15 minutes into the trade at 2:06. And As you might have guessed by now, I'm trading up at 11,423.25, and this trade's been going up and not backing up at all for quite a while. So I'm going to get a little tighter with the stop in here so I don't give too much of those profits back. And I see an opportunity here to go in for 11,420, and if I get stepped out here, it won't hurt at all. 11,425 now. I'm pretty close, 16 minutes into the trade. My stop is at 11,420, as you can see. And the trade's up about $70 right now. Getting very close, and bam, there it is. I'm stopped out of the trade at 11,420. So the trade lasted about 18 minutes, 30.5 points, $2 a point, $61 profit. Trade had no drawdown. How about that? And the maximum unrealized profit, I think I got up to around $78 to $80 in there at one time. So I left about, I don't know, somewhere between $15 and $22 on the table, but that's not bad. I got most of it. And if you want to see more videos like the one you're looking at now, please click that like button. That helps me decide what the next video is going to be about. I go back and I do listen to the comments and your questions that you get and everything, and I appreciate those very much because it helps me keep bringing you what you feel you need, and it's nice to get that feedback. And I do read them all, so thank you very much. Just a reminder, I use the Tastyworks software on the videos here on the channel, and you can get more information about them at the broker link in the text below this video. Also, I've got a new surprise for you. I have over 14 trades in 14 different videos on a new playlist. It's called the Live Trading Playlist. You can find that link in the text below the video also. It's been fun today. Thanks for being along with me. I'm Don Singletary, and I hope every day is a payday for you. Thank you.